Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Talk of the Town podcast, where each week we bring you valuable insight and information that directly affects our local business community. I'm Danielle Hawley, and I'm the Executive Director of the best Chamber of Commerce around, the Fontana Chamber of Commerce, and I'm proud to bring you our Talk of the Town podcast with my co-host, Mr. Carlos Garcia of FYI Technologies. Carlos, how's it going?
Hey, fantastic. I love our show. So, hey, I can't wait to talk to our guest today for sure.
Same. Well, we're so excited because this week we have Idilio Sanchez, who's the owner and CEO of ABS Collision Center. He wears many other hats, which we'll get into in just a moment. But Idilio, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here.
We're so excited to have you. And I know you're a busy guy, but we wanted to get you in. And, you're one of our board members, which we're going to talk about, which is part of, our vision here on our podcast is letting folks know who our board of directors are. So we'll get to that in a minute. But chamber aside, board of directors aside, we want to know about you. Start off by telling us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in General Hospital in Los Angeles many years ago. I'm not going to get into details how many years ago, but I've been born and raised in California. Love California. I've been involved in community functions, and I was a city councilman as a young age in the city of Huntington Park. And I love being involved in the community and love giving back. I'm a father of 2 kids. Been living in Fontana now since about 2008. Opened up my business in 2013. I'm the planning commissioner chair for the city of Fontana. I'm a delegate for the state of California. I'm a board of directors for the Lincoln Club, part of Central Committee, and part of also a board of directors for the Chamber of Commerce. And just a family guy. Love giving back to the community, love being involved. And I do wear a couple of hats, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
I love it.
That's a busy schedule, man. That's a lot on that plate for sure.
It's hard to keep up, but I like it. I like staying busy. I love going boating. I go to Arizona quite a bit. I was there last weekend. Beautiful weather. Love spending time with the family, and just my philosophy is work hard, play hard. And that's me. I love going to the gym. You can see I'm just got back from the gym this morning, but I like working out, trying to stay in shape. I don't want rigor mortis to start settling in yet, so I'm trying to stay in front of it. I don't want to take no dirt naps yet, so doing what I can.
I love it. Good.
Awesome.
And you're a grandpa now, right? Like you have this new.
I'm a grandpa. I got two beautiful granddaughters. My daughter's been spitting them out. She got my first granddaughter is about a year and 3 months now. Her name's Havana.
Oh, we lost him, but he's coming back.
We lost his audio.
Sorry, I lost you there for a minute. But yeah, my daughter gave me a second granddaughter about 6 weeks ago. Her name is Gia. So yeah, the family's growing. I'm excited to be a grandpa.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I didn't know
it's great you're working out.
Huh?
Because it's great that you're working out so you can keep up with the grandkids, right? For sure.
Oh yeah, my granddaughter Havana, she thinks she's 5. She's a year and 3 or 4 months, but she thinks she's 5. So she's already talking up a storm. She's runs around, keeps me on my toes.
I love it. I love it. I didn't know that you were a city council member.
At 23 years old, yes, I was a city council member of the city of Huntington Park.
Wow.
Got involved in politics at a young age.
Did you say Highland Park or Huntington Park?
Huntington Park.
Huntington Park.
Okay.
Were you one of the youngest council members?
In the history still to today.
I believe that. That's awesome. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, most people don't. I think it's probably the first time I publicly announced it.
I'm not surprised.
I was also an explorer. I was a police explorer when I was younger also.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you go.
Hey, so we know that you wear multiple hats, man. You're you have a very full plate. Tell us though about ABS Collision Center. Tell folks what you're all about.
Well, ABS Collision Center, my father started me in the business, and my father opened a body shop in Henderson Park in 1970. Actually, he had a body shop in Cuba my parents were originally from Cuba and from Spain. And my dad started a body shop in 1970 in City of Henderson Park. And we expanded to a 36,000 square foot facility, all indoors on the corner of Gage and Hood, City of Henderson Park. And then I opened up, I left, I started there young age. I grew up a block away. I used to paint Hot Wheels and sell them to my friends in school. Then I started painting their bicycles, custom colors, sell them at school. And then at 15 years old, I started buying wrecked cars. My dad at the auction started fixing them and selling them.
Wow.
And then we had a used car dealership in conjunction with the body shop that my dad opened up in like 1976. I was there till about 92, had a little family issue sometimes. And I got a good opportunity I got a job offer to run a collision center in Pasadena called Marco's Auto Body. And Marco's Auto Body had 72 employees. It was a big facility. We did about $650,000 a month.
Wow.
And then I got an opportunity to open up more shops for him. I opened up 5 shops in total for him. And after opening up the 5th shop, my father, when I was about 45, it's about 11 years ago, my father offered me a partnership to come work with him. And we went into partnership together. I expanded the shop to the whole block. I bought the whole block. And then we opened up our 2nd location in Maywood on Slauson. Well, we did all the work for Nick Alexander BMW for 25 years.
Wow.
And for 25 years, we were the first BMW certified facility in the state of California that was non-BMW owned. And I was a trainer at the Vehicle Preparation Center, the VPC in Ventura, for BMW of North America on how to properly repair and diagnose BMWs and Mini Coopers.
Wow.
When I
So
was
you grew up.
Huh?
So you grew up, man. I think around the same time that I lived as a kid at Huntington Park. So we lived on California and Mountain View. So I know exactly what you're talking about with all that. So we might have crossed paths somewhere there or something.
You remember the body shop on the corner of Gage and Hood? It was called Al's Body Shop.
Yes, I do.
That was the shop.
We used to drive our bikes ride our bikes up and down Florence Avenue, man, too. So
small world, exciting. Yeah. I went to Gage Junior High School. I didn't like it there for multiple reasons. I ended up going to Bell Gardens Christian School, and then I went to Pius X in Downey, and I ended up at Salesian in East LA.
So I went to St. Matthias. You know where that's at on Florence, right?
I do, 100%.
Yeah. So that's where I went to school too, man. So small world, dude.
I was gonna go there because my parents were Eucharistic ministers there for many, many years. Father Gorman.
So was my boss. Yeah.
Remember Father Gorman?
Yeah, Father Gorman, dude. I know we're getting sidetracked a little bit, but there was one time, dude. This is like years later. I saw Father Gorman at a restaurant at a bar, and it was like weird to see Father Gorman at a bar like after he'd retired. You know what I mean? It's like crazy.
He liked his wine. I remember I was an altar boy there.
He did. So was I, dude. Yeah. What a trip.
My parents were in charge of the marriage encounter for 35 years from here to Washington State. So they had a lot of events there at St. Matthias, and it was fun growing up out there. It was definitely different times from now.
We'll have to talk, man. Next time I see you, for sure. Reminisce a little bit.
For sure. But it was fun growing up out there. I love the industry. When I worked at Marco's Auto Body, we did all the work for Rusnick, Porsche, Audi, Mercedes. So I worked a lot of high-end cars. They sent me to Pepperdine University to take some business classes. And they also sent me to some technical classes in Santa Barbara. oh God, I forgot it was called, but some classes in Santa Barbara. And then, like I said, I went back to fast forward. I went back with my dad as a partnership. I was there till about 2012, and then 2013. To segue into the Chamber of Commerce, I started. I had customers that were coming from Fontana. I did all the work for Valley Crest, but before it was Valley Crest was Brightview. Before it was Brightview, it was Valley Crest Landscaping Company here in Fontana. They're really big nationwide. We used to do all their cars for them. And then I got a couple of the customers here in Fontana that we did companies that we did their cars for them. And I said, I lived in Glendora at the time. 2008 was a fiasco, the economy, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So I sold my house in Glendora. We had 3.5 acres on top of the hill in Glendora, very nice part of north part of Glendora. And we traveled out to Fontana one weekend and we saw the homes where I live now. And I'm like, I'm not spending X amount of dollars to buy a house in Fontana. Are you crazy? Not going from Glendora to Fontana. And, the more I drove around the city, I saw, wow, it's a very big town city, 46 square miles, but it's ran like a small city.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I felt the when I went to local restaurants and stuff, I felt the Mayberry feeling, it felt very homey. It felt very, very,
Yeah.
very warm.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Maybe not a bad place to finish raising my family. So sold my house to the vice president of In-N-Out in
Wow.
Glendora and moved out to Fontana. And here I am. Love the community. Um, Again, it was a big step for me because all my connections, all my friends, all the people that I knew in the industry, all my customers, my accounts were all in LA, in Huntington Park. We lived in Huntington Park and in Downey. Um, so, being out here, it was a big shock for me because when I opened up the body shop, I started reaching out to all my contacts from that area, from State Farm, Farmers, Mercury, you name all the big top 10 insurance companies. And they're saying, hey man, I'm sorry, man, but our jurisdiction, our account only goes up to the 605 freeway. On this side of 605 freeway, it's a whole other animal, other supervisors, and you got to make relationships all over again. So I was like, wow, I just walked out from, we were doing, Huntington Park was doing about 3.6 million a year, and Maywood was doing about 1.4 million a year. And I started from zero
Wow.
here in Fontana, zero accounts. Just a couple handful of people that were coming out to Fontana were now coming here with me. But I talked one day. They told me I need to talk to. Okay, so getting back to what I was saying, I came here to start from zero. I remember the shop was doing like maybe $25,000 a month, and I'm going, oh boy, this is going to be a good little challenge for me. And I said, you know what, failure is not an option. So I started, touching around town and reaching out because I was involved in the Chamber of Commerce also in the city of Huntington Park. And I started reaching out to different people here to say who are the movers and shakers. And they said, you need to talk to a guy named Bill Waddingham. And I remember I met with Bill Waddingham and an ex-city councilman that's no longer in the city council, which I'm not going to mention the names, but they invited me out to breakfast at Mimi's. And I sat at Mimi's because I was looking at a location, back up a little bit. I was looking at, before I opened up Fontana, I was looking at a location in Rancho Cucamonga called Rocky's Auto Body that I was going to buy from the owner. And so I sat down with Bill Waddingham and this other city councilman. And I remember specifically Bill Waddingham telling me these words. He says, Fontana is like a freight train right now. Either jump on board and get the benefits, or jump in front, it's going to run you over. And that stuck in my brain. He says Rancho is a good city, but Rancho's already burned out. It's too much going on in Rancho. This is a city up and coming. So I said, okay, I'm gonna, I respect my elders and I respect his wisdom. And him and his wife were the owner of Rotolo Chevrolet. So I said, okay, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna open up. And the way I found this body shop, because I was like, now, wow, I told Rockies no, and now I don't have a place to go. So I pulled up in the driveway, and I remember pulling up, and at the time, my wife tells me, "What are you doing?" She said, "I go, I'm gonna go ask this guy if the place is for sale." And she goes, "Not. What do you mean? It's the same for sale?" I said, "Look, everything has a price. Everything's for sale." So I walked inside, and the place looked very clean, and there was a kid on the computer. I thought he was writing an estimate, but no, he was playing video games. It was the owner's son.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, "Hey, I heard this shop is for sale." And he goes, "Well, I didn't know, but my dad always told me everything's always for sale at some point." So he said, I was like, wow. He called his dad. His dad came over and we sat down and talked for like 30 minutes, turned into an hour, turned into 2 hours, turned into 3 hours. And then before you know it, we're talking about trying to buy the location and get in there.
Wow.
Fast forward, I got in. I'm jumping all over the board, but I got in, conversation with Bill. It sealed the deal for me with the conversation I had with Bill. Bill even told me I had an opportunity of doing work for him. And I was like, I was very excited because when I was back in Henderson Park, I did all the work for, remember Stop Chevrolet, Carlos?
Yes,
I
I
did all the work
do.
for Stop Chevrolet also. And I said, man, I'm familiar with Stop Chevrolet and Stop Ford. I said, I'm going to go after, Sunrise Ford. And I'm going to go after Rotolo Chevrolet and a couple of the dealerships, see if I can get it. And lo and behold, here I am, 2025. And 2024 was a tough year for our industry. But those of us that came through were poking our heads back through the industry. Thank God, my loyal customers we're still here.
That's awesome. I love that history. And a lot of people know the Rotolo name. It's been a staple here in Fontana. And Bill was so instrumental in just kind of reshaping the board. I think you came in at that time in the restructure. And since then, we've just been on this upward trajectory of growth and really being strategic in terms of who's sitting around the table. And those being key decision makers and just really experienced folks within their industries. And so it's great to have you on the team helping to lead the chamber and just taking your knowledge and insight and wisdom of all of these years and bringing it to the table. I know it's very, very important. What do you think? You said 2024 was pretty tough for your industry. What are some challenges and things that you're seeing in 2025 in your industry space?
Well, the big challenge is after COVID. COVID was actually not bad for our industry. We were pretty busy as an industry. I'm gonna go back 20 years ago. I was the California Auto Body Association chapter president for the state of California for my industry, and we had different things going on back 20 years ago. Talking about '08, that was a tough year for all of us. But what the dynamics that changed in this industry was that insurance companies, because of COVID, restructured the way they do business. And the way they do business was instead of sending people out to inspect vehicles because they wanted to, risk the liability of people getting infected with COVID, everything became virtual. So they started taking pictures of their cars. Body shops were writing estimates and sending them in and negotiating over photos. Well, that completely changed the dynamics of the industry. Insurance companies made money hand over fist because now they're not paying for company cars. They're not paying for, they cut down their staff. They're not paying for company cars. They're working from home. All they had was a laptop at home and a camera. And that worked out pretty good for a while. But what happened is, as the economy got a little bit tougher during the past different people in power in the country, the insurance companies started telling everybody, hey, just send a picture of your car. We'll send you the check. So we lost control of that customer. Now, there's a bill that was passed that was actually I was part of that bill. It's called SB 551. SB 551 prohibited the insurance companies from steering cars to a body shop that wasn't in their network. So back when I was in Huntington Park, I had State Farm, Mercury, Allstate, 21st Century, and AAA. So what that meant was the insurance companies would direct the work to me. I would give them a discounted price of the labor and a discounted price of the parts. And in turn, the cars would be steered towards me. And when COVID hit and they started doing all the photo app stuff, it completely changed because people were doing what they were doing was, okay, my car's still drivable. I'm not going to fix my car. I'm going to pay my rent or I'm going to buy food to survive. Understandable. But that completely changed. Everything went from a $3,500, $4,000 repair to now comes on a tow truck, $10,000, $12,000 repairs.
Wow.
And during COVID, that was very, very, very common. And then we couldn't get parts. So cars that would normally take 3 weeks took 3 months, 6 months, 8 months. And customers only had 30 days of rental on the average. Unless you're a claimant, they'll pay for rental as long as you have your car. So that's really what changed the dynamics, is the fact that insurance companies don't come out that much anymore to inspect vehicles. I think they're actually going back to it because what changed in their industry was when they went from those photo apps where the body shop, the customer was sending photos. Here, let me give you an example. Car gets hit rear-ended. They take a picture. It looks superficial. It looks like a bumper scratch. Insurance company writes $380. And the rental is based on the amount of hours that are on that car. So the average is 4 hours per day. So if a car has 40 hours of work, they'll give you 10 working days for the rental. So now you have a car has 4 hours of work, they pay for 2 days of rental, car comes in, we take the bumper off, it's all smashed back, and now it went from 400 to 4,000.
Wow.
So now they flip it from a photo app to now they have to physically send somebody out to inspect the vehicle, which would delay the repair.
Isn't it funny how the pendulum shifts like that? It's like, technology is great. And I think we went all in on the digital, virtual side, but now people are realizing, okay, people are, there's loopholes in the system and it's good to have that physical human oversight on things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But the industry is also changing more now because now they're starting to do estimates by AI.
Wow.
So AI now also it's superficial. It does not gonna address the damages that are inside the car.
Yeah.
And I always tell my customers, I know both sides of the industry. Side of the when you're directly working with insurance companies, and the side when you're not a direct repair with the insurance companies. And I always tell my customers, look, when you come to an independent body shop, my loyalty is to the customer, not to the insurance company. I'm going to fix the vehicle back to factory standards, not to the industry standards. And industry standards are not always in the best interest of the customer because they use substandard parts that are not original. So the day you go to sell your car and your insurance company put parts in your car that are aftermarket, that did not come on your car, aftermarket meaning they weren't made by GM, they were made in Taiwan. Now you've just diminished the value of your car. So the day you go to sell your car, it's okay to have an accident. Because the insurance companies now also reported to Carfax that the car was involved in an accident. But if the vehicle was repaired with factory parts and factory repair procedures, the value of the vehicle does not get diminished.
That's good to know, man. That's valuable to know for sure.
That's been my fight in the industry for many, many, many years.
Wow. Well, excellent job. We love it. How can people connect with you?
Well, I'm usually at my office every single day after about 10 o'clock, or you can I'll give you my cell phone number. You can call my cell phone number. I take all my calls. My phone number is area code 323-707-0540. And my email address is Idilio, I-D as in David, I-L-I-O, .ms, like Michael Sam, at A, B as in boy, S as in Sam, collision, COLLISION .co, not .com, .co. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. I take all my calls. If you got an accident and you're concerned the vehicle wasn't fixed correctly and fix it at a different location, we'll inspect it for you for free. Bring it to us. We'll look at it. We'll tell you what was done right and what was done wrong.
That's
Awesome.
amazing. And let people know where your shop's at as well.
Well, my shop's located right next door to Kaiser on Valley at 17250 Valley Boulevard, Fontana, California. So if you're coming from the north side, make it easy. Coming from the north side, coming down Mango, make a right on the Valley off of Mango. And it's right on the right-hand side. Coming down Sierra from north side, make a left on Valley off of Sierra. Right where Kaiser ends is where my facility is at.
Excellent. So if you guys got in an accident, like he said, or maybe you're just not sure about the work that was done, come down, see him. He'll treat you like family and take care of you. But Idilio, we so appreciate you. We appreciate all the many things that you do to contribute to our business community here under the hat of the Chamber of Commerce, but all the other things that you have your hand in. You're just so instrumental in guiding the future of Fontana. So we just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for your time today.
I got one more comment.
Okay, one
Honestly,
more.
I can tell you the best thing I ever did, and not because this is a chamber event hosted podcast. The best thing I ever did for the growth of my business was to join the Chamber of Commerce. The amount of resources and the amount of people that you meet is you can't surpass it. Chamber of Commerce is the way to go.
I love it. All right, you
Chamber
guys
of
heard
Commerce.
it straight from one of our board members. The best thing was joining the chamber. And thank you for being a cheerleader for the chamber. We appreciate that. And you know, we're here. I always say we're going to provide all the opportunities, but people have to take advantage and show up and engage. And so, but we'll provide all of that. So thank you again, Idilio. I know your time is super valuable. We appreciate you. Carlos, thank you so much for running all of our technology and making it happen on this side of the house. But you guys, we drop a new episode every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Talk of the Town, Fontana Chamber of Business podcast on all major streaming platforms. We're also on YouTube. So if you want to see our bright, smiley faces, go check us out on YouTube and you can see us there. We are close to wrapping season 2. We just have a couple more episodes left here, but we are on the home stretch. But thank you so much, Idilio. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
And we will catch all of you next time on our Talk of the Town podcast.
Appreciate the opportunity.